Thank you for continuing to soar with me in every area of your life. This is another self-care, self-improvement, self-development tip, suggestion, advice. Please listen and watch to the end, like and subscribe. This is part 2 of a scripted video. Normally I do impromptu quick uploads, but I had to write out some feelings that I'm going to continue sharing in this video, which is part 2 of never, ever allow anyone, no matter who they are, to take your kindness, you got it, for weakness. Because you know folks will do just that. Now, I started this video, I uploaded part 1 of this video earlier today, and I don't like to go over 8 minutes in any of my audio videos, so I cut it off before the 8-minute mark. Don't want to misuse your and my valuable time. I like to keep it as brief and hopefully as powerful as possible, as possible. So I'm going to continue where I left off in part 1, and hopefully you will check out part 1 of this video. Never allow anyone to take your kindness for a weakness. Now, the thing about me is I give people one time, and one time only, to mess over me. One time. And I keep it moving. I dismiss them, and only once have I ever offered a person who has messed over me a second chance to mess over me. That was the narcissist from December 2023 that I talk about in the trailer for this channel. I offered him a second chance because I was so determined to fix him. Being the hyper empath that I am, I didn't see, or I didn't want to see, that he didn't realize or care that he was broken and needed fixing. I didn't see, or I didn't want to see, that he was not trying to fix or heal himself. Fortunately, he overplayed his hand by ghosting me when I offered him that second chance. That was a blessing for me, because during his ghosting, I learned what, in fact, I had been exposed to. When he tried to hoover back a month later, I was well on my way of growing through the immense amount of pain and confusion he had nearly drowned me in. Now, the lesson learned was never, ever again, never, ever again will I allow my empathy to blind me to reality. Never again, honey. I'm a quick learner. Trust and believe. Now, the gratitude I will always express as it relates to that hard experience is thank God for my empathy, my hypersensitivity, my thin skin, and my very low threshold for abuse and nonsense coming from anyone. Because were I not the person I am, I could have become another of too many females who remain in trauma-bonded or enslaved so-called relationships with these individuals. Or I could have become just another statistic in the rising numbers of Black femicide victims. So thank you, Lord, for your mercy, beneficence, and grace that I learned fast. Now, this year in December 2024, back to the snake, I dismissed a female snake or narcissist who used her children's supposed needs to play on my sympathy and empathy. I made it very clear that I didn't want any involvement at all, ever, with her, but I did want to continue giving to one of the children. So I kept it moving, but I still wanted to remain involved with one particular child. Her response? She issued me a fake thank you for contributing to her household, wrote that she would no longer accept any contributions from me for her household, and turned away a needed Amazon delivery for the child I wanted to continue doing for. All to spite me, to hurt me, to force me to acquiesce to her will. She was upset because I had made it very clear I only wanted to do for the one child. I had refused to send her money for the child because I believed she spent most or all of the money on herself. I had refused to send more money, I need to correct that, for the child. And I had started placing orders for the child for the things she had approved of and that we had agreed on instead of sending her the money. But she wanted the money so that she could spend it as she pleased. Then she would hint at needing more money for the very thing I had sent money for that she irresponsibly and disrespectfully spent as she pleased. Wow. Now, when she realized she couldn't have her way, in the words of my grandmother, she got her ass on her shoulders and she cut her nose off to spite her face. She became disgruntled and stated she would no longer receive any contributions from me to her household. I believe that was a bluff, but I didn't bother calling the bluff because I had already dismissed her. Yes, I am pained by not being able to be in the child's life, but it's not because I didn't want to be. It's because of a silly, stupid, snaky person who didn't have the decency or the ability to thank God that someone was offering financial assistance and more for one of her 8 children, 5 of which are minors. She was so determined on having her way, on spending my money that was meant for the child I wanted to spend it on in the way she pleased, that she was willing to deny that child. And the thing is, this is the child that is being denied and neglected because the 4 other minors are financially cared for by their father. Anyway, I will never allow anyone a second chance to take my kindness for a weakness. Never. I strongly suggest you do the same. Never allow anyone a second chance to take your kindness for a weakness once it's been made clear to you that that's exactly what they've done. Thanks for listening and watching to the end. Like and subscribe. Happy 2025. Peace, peace, peace.